Now let's go to Pillar 11. Pillar 11 is interesting also, and it's national security and data protection. I mean, we have national security, but we should remember this.
abusuafoɔ nyina bi de adanse sɛ aka some few months bi na kyerɛ sɛ yɛde abatoɔ no ahyehyɛ so nti sɛ wobɛkɔ any political party bi a na kyerɛ sɛ campaign na ɛna kyerɛ sɛ ɛrekɔ so ne nsɛn amanfoɔ bebree na campaign atwa gu yɛ ma kyerɛ sɛ ne nsɛn yi ɛna ɛyɛ NPP foɔ ɛde ɔmo manifesto ɛbaeɛ ankyɛ ɛna kyerɛ sɛ NDC foɔ nso ɛde ɔmo manifesto baeɛ na ɛnnɛ Nana Kwame Cheddar nso ɛde ne manifesto aba na abusuafoɔ nsɛm ne policy a ɛyɛ Nana Kwame Cheddar ɛde ba ne deɛ nyɛ federal kwan nti mɛsɛ ɔso bɛkam na sɛ akɔtie policies a te sɛ Nana Kwame Cheddar, leader of the new force ɛde ba.
And it's one of my favorite pillars. The 10th pillar. It's just a great news for us, Ghana. It's just a great news. We found a solution. Now let's go to Pillar 11. Pillar 11 is interesting also, and it's national security and data protection. I mean, we have national security, but we should remember this. Data is the new blood, and we must secure it. We need the data. That's why we're building the data centers. That's why we're minting. That's why we're building the blockchain and the Web3. The Web3 to store the data and information of this continent. Our aim is to build Ghana's first Web3 platform to support the National Sovereign Wealth Fund. Migrate all national data to a national Web3 platform and store our health records. I mean, to build this government blockchain, it should have the department to really store our health records, our academic records, our stocks of commodities, and agro reserves on the blockchain network, our gold reserves, our land reserves, all the reserves. See, you could see that these pillars are supporting the ministries, and now corruption will be hard for one to commit. Because we're creating wealth, creating jobs amongst ourselves, and we don't need to rob ourselves anymore. But we need to have these platforms to support our stocks and our records. See, we have to make the government transactions, data and information transparent. This system is going to make it impossible to edit. You can't enter again. If we have 10 million ounces of gold, we have 10 million ounces of gold. If it's reserves, no one can change it. You can't edit it. We have to make this a national data and information base that is also publicly accessible. That is the free country that we want to live, with such an economic freedom. That's what we need. At this point, transparency and accountability is a necessity. We need it as a country. Now, if the government wants to know you, or the government wants to know about you, then you must know about the government. And that's what this our new Ghana is going to do for us. Transparency. Bring real accountability and responsibility. Pillar 12, we're coming close to the end of this presentation. And Pillar 12 is the pillar at the cornerstone of this country. That a lot of people cannot see the value of it, and we did not invest in it right. So we're now becoming victims to the international world for those who have trained theirs and made theirs better. And that's sports and the creative industry. Well, I know that Ghana has breeded a lot of stars, musicians, footballers, but how many of them? You can probably count them. Our approach to the sports and creative industry is ownership and control. We need this. We need ownership and control. We have to own the academies, own the music catalogs, and own the distribution power. How are we going to do this? Let's start by the sports. I mean, first of all, everybody watches football from outside every day, and they actually depend on it. But hey, we can invest in the sports sector: basketball, lawn tennis, and boxing, and etc. Well, this is our plan. First, we're going to build 16 multifunctional sports academies in all the regions, because we don't know where Ronaldo is, we don't know where Messi is. You can find them in any of the region, and therefore we're not going to discriminate. We make sure that there are academies to search for these talents everywhere in Ghana, and we're going to nurture them, grow them, own them, and they also have to own us. Now, what happens when we build these multifunctional sports academies? You see, it attracts something. It attracts educational investors, where they come to yourself to the academies, and your child might be in the academy, but there is an education to support them, so they just don't become a footballer without knowledge, or they just don't end up with their knowledge in their foot. They have to also learn about their country and their resources and what they can create. It will also, obviously, apart from the educational facilities, I believe that there could be other things that it will attract in every region to discover more talent. But the point is, we're trying to breed athletes, world class stars, because they contribute to our economy. One artist can bring billions home in value through endorsement and many things, but we have to start nurturing them now. We have to start building all these platforms and bringing them out from Ghana, and even finding more beyond our borders. We have to also think about how we're going to offer these scholarships, these exchange programs, through partnerships and partner schools with talented students, and then work with them. So that's for me with sports. Although I don't spend too much time for sports, I know that it has a future in Ghana, especially. But let's go to entertainment. Entertainment for me is very interesting. You know, we have the likes of some of the greatest artists coming from this country. You know, and we go way back from Osibi says, when they made it to the international platform, but we couldn't protect or secure their royalties because we didn't even build the machine. Today, the New Falls have decided to build the right machine for pushing the Publishing Act that protects the IP of our content creators. I mean, you're talking from bloggers to influencers to YouTubers, authors, painters, musicians, music softwares, and filmmakers, and software licenses, all of this. We have to protect it. We have to claim the royalties. And we have to make sure that it's circulating in our economy because they're part of us. You know, to allow artists to hold on to their catalogs such that they're not sold for patents. That's one. Two, we need to build a world-class studio. Ghana is the black star of Africa. This studio needs to be in Ghana. We need to build that studio, that Hollywood type studio, that Tyler Perry studio type. And that is going to attract the market from other countries. It's going to boost tourism. It's going to bring people from South Africa, Nigeria, England, Europe, America to come here and make their movies and do their production. And of course, we need to entrust the national security to partner or collaborate with the NCA and the cybersecurity department to clamp down the piracy completely. That's the biggest corruption in this area. And I know the likes of all the musicians in this country right now, artists and everybody, you need this. I need it for you too. We need to clamp it down so we can get our real residual income, our real royalties will come to us without people intersecting or interjecting the funds before it reaches us. Once we secure our publishing terrain, it will elevate our creative industry to deal with international entertainment corporations such as the Sony, the Universal, the Columbia, You know, we need to partner with them. The iTunes to distribute songs, all the international giants. And talking about creative industry, we can't talk about creative industry without talking about fashion and arts. Now, fashion is important. The way you dress is the way you are dressed. But hey, we have to create a world-class art gallery for the African art and culture. And this comes together. It comes together with the people. You know, you have to mix the two. Create the pattern, the plants, and the production. When I say pattern, I mean you have to understand what fashion is when you go from cotton to textile to yard and to the pattern before you bring the shirt or the clothes. And then you have to be able to have industrial power to do more production, excessive production, and distribute. This is where I think with our fashion industry need to go. You know, having power of production and power of distribution by using the cotton right and get the shirts out. This final pillar shall be managed, monitored, and evaluated by the Ministry of Tourism. I'm now bringing you to the end of my presentation, and I stand for three different things. So is the new force. It's equity, equality, and empowerment. Every individual deserves the opportunity to thrive, regardless of their background, gender, or circumstance. We are here to foster a society where every voice, from different abled to be to the underprivileged, everybody have to be heard. Where every talent is nurtured and every dream has to have a chance to become a reality. This is our commitment, the new force, to create a new Ghana where equity, equality, and empowerment are the norms, paving the way for a country that is forward, that is inclusive, just and truly a transformation. Let us move. Let us move forward together. And with this vision, united in our resolve to build a brighter future, a more equitable future for all, for one Ghana, one people, and one nation. Thank you very much for tonight. I would like to bring Kafui back. Um, Maybe I need to talk about the 10-year plan, which is the non-negotiables, the 7 non-negotiables. And how have you been all night?
Well, I should be asking you, first of all, that's a masterful job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
2 hours on your feet explaining your vision to the people of Ghana. And there's a lot of reaction and feedback across the portals. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of plugging into to find out exactly what your vision is. And I want to say thank you for giving the people the opportunity to hear what is in your mind for the people of Ghana.
Thank you.
And that wraps up our very historic first ever virtual policy launch by Nana Kwame Bediako from the New Force movement. Keep it going. My name is Kafui Day, and have a good evening. It's 97 days to election 2024. God bless.
Well, thank you very much once again, Ghana. I really appreciate you for this moment, and I would like to leave you with my 10-year vision. The 7 non-negotiable principles that will build this country and beyond Ghana borders. Enjoy the vision. And I'm here to serve you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Love you, Ghana. Thank you.